All right, I want to go ahead and talk about Washington's Hail Mary pass against Chicago at the end of the game yesterday. I don't want to just focus on Tyrique Stevenson and his antics pre-play with him pointing at the crowd, doing "you can't see me," all those sorts of things, and not turning around until the Commanders' receivers were basically 40 yards downfield. In addition to talking about just the Hail Mary play in itself, I also want to focus on what happened with the play just before that, because basically Chicago allowed Washington to get into what is essentially Hail Mary range to allow Jaden Daniels to make that last throw down the field. So for this video, we're going to take a look at the All-22, look at what happened, break down what's happening, not just in the play before the Hail Mary, but also the Hail Mary itself, and talk about what teams usually try to do on offense and defense. All right, so here's the play just before that Hail Mary. And you'll notice that Chicago is lining up as though they're expecting Washington to take a deep shot, throw the Hail Mary. I don't know. Maybe they're expecting the things that teams will do where they'll throw it short, especially if they're out of range of a Hail Mary, throw it short, and then start lateraling it, trying to get it downfield. So they're playing deep to protect against that. The problem is there's 6 seconds left in the game, and they're giving up all this space right in here for Washington to work. Generally speaking, if you're going to run the Hail Mary, you're wanting to be in this range. That is the best chance for your quarterback to have the arm strength to get it downfield. Generally speaking, you'll see it on film how far the quarterback can really throw. And way back here, he wouldn't be able to make that throw for a Hail Mary. You can see on the film that Matt Eberflus is trying to get his cornerback, Jalen Johnson, to come up to take away that out route that's going to be run by Washington. You'll also see the quarterback, Caleb Williams, notice that his coach is out on the field and run over to try and get his coach off the field. Where's the get back coach here? So you have some disarray on the sidelines, even where the coach is out on the field and someone's got to pull him back so that they know, so that he knows he's too far out so he can get back in time. We know that Washington's going to run the out route to Terry McLaurin right here. And because there's 6 seconds, you can do this, especially if you're on the hash, throwing it to the short side of the field because the ball will get there faster. We don't want to throw the out route here because the ball has to travel further, more time off the clock. You want to make sure that you're getting that out as fast as possible. A little bit of home cooking, but they get the clock stopped with 2 seconds. Notice as well on this play that Stevenson, he is not paying attention. He is looking at, he says to Chicago fans, he was talking to the Chicago fans when he was before the Hail Mary, but you can see he's not paying attention. So does he know what's going on? Who knows? Here we go. Play starts, and it's just way too easy. It's a catch, get out of bounds. Now you're in that range to take this last shot with 2 seconds left. A little bit of home cooking, but even then it would have been 5 seconds. You still would have had 1 second left. So again, not sure why Chicago is running this defense this way to allow them to get 13 more yards and get really into the Hail Mary range. Let's go to the actual play that's the game winner. And you can see down here, we got our guy, Stevenson. He is celebrating with the Chicago fans. Game's over, right? They've already won. So here's part of the problem. Does Stevenson know who he has? Because these 3 guys are really playing as 3 deep. We've got 4 under right here. They're the ones who should be covering man up on all the receivers. So does Stevenson even know who he has on the play as he's running back celebrating? I don't know. Generally speaking, the offense is going to keep 6 in to protect, to block, so that there's enough time for the 4 receivers to rush downfield and get to the spot that they need to get to for the Hail Mary. Don't know who the one, you're going to have basically 2 guys that are going up, someone who's the jumper to try and tip the ball. Generally speaking, you're going to have what's the equivalent of 2 guys right in here. You're going to have a guy in the back and a guy in the front. Those are the 4. It's like a zone where that, if the 2 right here, if these 2 right here can make the catch, so these 2 right here can make the catch, go ahead, make the catch. If not, tip the ball, either back or front, and one of these 2 will catch the ball and then hopefully score. One in the end zone, or the other one catches it and then runs it into the end zone. That's what you're hoping to get on a Hail Mary. So you've got to buy time for these guys to get downfield and then for the quarterback to be able to step into the throw to make this distance. And that's what you're going to see happen on this play because Chicago decides to rush only 3. Because they're only rushing 3 with a spy, it allows Jaden Daniels to run around. Remember, there's 6 blockers, so there's 2 blockers for each rusher to help each other out. And then that allows Daniels to really step into the throw because no one of those 4 is able to get in his face. And then we have the tap to Noah Brown for the touchdown. Let's go back again. Like I said, Jaden Daniels is able to step into the throw because you don't have anybody who's really being able to attack into his face. It's a good job by the offensive lineman not going downfield. And then here's where the mistake is made. And this is why Tyrique Stevenson is getting all the heat, not just for that, but also it apparently in the way that this was all described, he's the one who should have been staying back. Let me go ahead and go back a little bit with the play. So when the play comes, Tyrique Stevenson, instead of going for the ball, he's the one who's supposed to be back here. Basically, if you're a defense, you want to match what they're doing. So you have guys going up to knock the ball down, and then you have someone to handle the player in front and the player in back. And you can see right here, we've got 2 on the guy in front. We don't have anyone into the back. And so that's why you have some anger because Stevenson goes up and he goes for the ball and accidentally tips it. And there's no one there to basically be. And that's why I say, does Tyrique know who he has? When you go back to the start of the play and they're already way downfield, does he know who he has? Is he staying with somebody? Notice you got guys staying with someone while the other 3 are trying to help out. That's the problem, is you lose sight. And let's watch. There's Noah Brown, the one guy that's not marked on the play, right? He's the guy that's not marked on the play by somebody. We have a defender right here that's with it right there, defender right there, defender over here, and there's our guy. There's our guy right there, Noah Brown, and nobody has him. That's the guy that Stevenson should have had. And so basically, when the time comes, Stevenson's doing his own thing, ball gets tipped and it's caught, where you had other players there to go up and try and knock the ball down from those other guys. Stevenson should have stayed with his man, should have stayed back to help prevent any tip that went backwards from being caught for a touchdown. So that's why everything went to pot. But first and foremost, one of the biggest problems, of this entire play is that you gave up 13 yards. You got to play up. Don't give up a big play. I'm not saying give up a big play, but don't let them just get an easy throw of 13 yards. You gave that up, made it so that they could take this Hail Mary shot. And then in the end, and we'll watch from the end zone view, in the end, this is what leads to this game-winning touchdown. And Stevenson has had to apologize to his team. He's apologized about everything, but it's a great learning lesson on how to play to the end, not stop playing, and then do your job when the time comes so that you can make the play. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to leave a like. If you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time, though. Have a great rest of the day. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future breakdown videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day.